What's up, everybody? Ryan the Mighty Quinn here, the cornerman underscore MMA. UFC Vegas 67 results. We kicked off the year with a good one. Raquel Pennington, first off, right off the bat. I thought that if she was going to win that fight, that's how she was going to do it. I was a little surprised sometimes when she got in that she was actually welcoming the underhooks against the fence against the judo black belt, especially when she was having so much success off the adjustments with the boxing. Starting and finishing combinations like I predicted. Now, and like I said, adjustments. It was just beautiful. It's such her way. Her and Tisha trust their corner. It's really awesome the way how disciplined they are, the way it gets into effect, and then other standout stuff on the card. Uh, oh, Danny Ige came to fight today. I really thought Damon was starting to find his rhythm, uh, but Danny found a way to land those power punches when it counted, and he had a great performance as well. Probably saved his job. And then main event, Sean Strickland taking the fight on short notice. What was it, 5 days against Nassourdine Imavov. I was saying it wrong in the last video. Now, now, uh, man, where do we start there? So, Nasruddin started in that flashy stance, like we thought he did, and he started fading a little bit. Now, when he started fading, it was, I wonder if I didn't think that the catch weight was going to matter. I felt that Sean was just doing them a solid 5 days notice. Clearly, the weight did have a factor. When they were against the fence and Sean was kind of wearing on him like a wet blanket. Clearly, Nasruddin was feeling it and he weathered. And it showed in his body language because he went from moving around and his hands were zippy, just kind of fell flat towards the end of the second. And I thought that Sean mopped up rounds 2, 3, and 5 pretty sound. You can even argue he won round 1. Now, uh, so let's get to the technical standpoint as far as Sean striking. Now, Sean's boxing breaks like 90% of the rules. He's flat footed, he stands straight up, he throws arm punches, he resets funny, and it's his head straight up in the air. When I think of Sean Strickland, for those of you who are also baseball fans, particularly in the late 90s, early 2000s, he makes me think of Gary Sheffield. Gary Sheffield had the loudest stance with his bat going like this, uh, totally breaks the rules. Coaches, they teach you, they want you to have that steady, silent bat. Gary Sheffield's just there, and then bam, Gary had the most wild, violent swing you could imagine from any baseball player. Hit the ball so damn hard. If it's not broke, don't fix it. And Gary's one person, I heard him say in an interview, if when I'm coaching, what you see me do is the first thing I tell you not to do. You need to have a steady, silent bat. So when it comes to Sean, is what I'm getting at, is his style of striking breaks so many rules, but it works. And it's effective and it damages. His boxing damages. Why does his boxing damage? I've watched some of his tape to try to break this down, and he's good at hiding behind his mistakes, so to speak. Now, he comes straight forward. First of all, I think part of the thing is here because Pereira caught him on that left hook, I think, which Imavov started doing here. Or Imavov, I keep forgetting his last name. Anyway, what Imavov started doing here, he was looking for that check hook. Cannonier really wasn't, but you know, there's only one Alex Pereira when it comes to striking in mixed martial arts and kickboxing. So it's very hard to try to mimic that. Not to mention Sean probably learned from that as well. Sean didn't do what I was complaining about. He didn't do a lot of this, but he was kind of feigning like that a little bit. Now, either way, so how does Sean improve? How is he so effective? Now, first he's got that shell, that Philly shell as our coaches called it. He does this so well when he's coming forward, so he's got it creates creates some defense for him automatically. What else does he do? Okay, when he punches, he kind of throws arm punches. He kind of stabs his punches out there. They get stiff at the end. Now, partially that's why they're heavy. He's heavy-handed because he's really forcing it. That's why it really pushes that head back whenever he lands. But on top of that, when he's doing that, it throws your shoulder up, and he's created a style where it allows him to hide his head behind his shoulders when he's throwing punches. When Alex knocked him out, Sean was not throwing punches. Sean was just coming in front of him, coming in front of him. Alex timed it. If you're trying to knock out Sean while he's in the middle of a combination, it's not going to happen because he's so, as awkward as he is, he's able to hide his head behind his punches in his shoulders, even though he's stabbing. And the fact that he's stabbing, even if he's connecting but you're defending, he's going to knock you off balance a little bit. Trust me, this is, you're now going to have to throw those punches on your heels because he's giving you a little pushback with that stab, and he's become very effective. Why? He's not throwing 1 and 2 punches at a time. He's throwing 3, 4, 5, and he's confident, just even though it's ugly and wild. And on top of that, after, even if he doesn't land, he comes back with the, that backhand. It's crazily effective. I can't do it. It drives me nuts watching it as a coach, but it's effective. I wouldn't tell him to stop doing it. I would just, make sure your defense is on point, buddy. That's what I would be saying if I was cornering Sean Strickland. And another thing is, he's so good at coming forward. He knows how to get when he's in range, and he knows when he's in out of range. Okay, because you see it goes from here to here. That's his stance. Very unorthodox when it comes to mixed martial arts specifically, because he's pretty square as well. But he's doing it, and he's doing it effectively. Now, also, this is why I say he only breaks 90% of boxing, because the other 10% is elite what he does. He clearly has fantastic timing when it comes to exchanges and combinations. What is the tell on that? For whatever reason, a lot of people run into his jab. They run into his jab, they run into his right hand, and that allows him to set up a hook. So watch his fights, you know what I mean by running into his jab. How does somebody usually run into a jab? Sean will start throwing punches, boxing, jabbing with his opponent, right hand off center with his opponent, you know? And that's how his timing is right there, I wouldn't really call it hand-eye coordination, but his timing is so instinctual. Like everyone said, Anderson Silva's timing, maybe not accuracy, but everyone said Anderson Silva's timing was so good. Sean Strickland has that timing, whether you want to see it or not. And you know what? I used to say, if I'm cornering Sean, I would want to see a lot of head movement. I don't know if that's so effective on the way in with Sean, because it's going to knock him off balance a little bit. Imavov had some success with the leg kicks early on because Sean kind of prots. Either Sean figured that out, or Imavov got that tired, which people do against Sean. They kind of stop throwing leg kicks. It's the craziest thing. He's that effective with the way he comes forward and the way he's going to make it ugly in the striking. It's a work of art. It's a Picasso painting where you just throw the paint at the wall and go, "Mwah, beautiful." I loved it. But anyway, a lot of good stuff tonight. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Tune in all week. We got some good stuff coming on for the UFC next weekend. Talk to you later. Bye.